Hello, everyone. My name is Serge, and that's Jason.
Hey.
We are Buzzhive Marketing. Today is our third installment on a series that we're doing, talking about on-site SEO issues, top 10 on-site SEO issues. It's been kind of a series that we broke down into 4 parts. Today's the third. This Thursday is the fourth. This is a very, kind of underrated topic. A lot of people think of SEO as, off the website and how your website shows up in searches, but they don't ever realize that what your website actually consists of is very important and reflects positively or poorly on your SEO. So we're going to be talking about that. A couple things I wanted to mention. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you're on those websites, whichever one you prefer, or all of them, follow us, like us, connect with us, whatever you do on each site. And also, we'd love to hear feedback on these chats, on other things that you would like to hear about, anything like that. We'd love to connect. So reach out to us. Let us know if you like these, if you don't like these, want to critique us, whatever. We're open to all that stuff. So if you have any further questions, we're also able to answer those. So without further ado, Jason, take it away.
All right. I also wanted to say that since we're wrapping up this series this week, on Thursday will be our last installment of these top 10 on-site SEO issues. Any suggestions that anyone has on what they'd like to hear from us, we'd love to do that as well. So let's just dive in. I'm going to open up the presentation and we'll just get going. Serge, can you see that?
I can see it.
Awesome. So top 10 most common on-site SEO issues. We're just going to do a quick review of what we've talked about already. We talked about duplicate content. 50% of the sites that we looked at about 1 million websites. That's not an exaggeration. That's what we looked at, is about 1 million websites. So
we've been really busy.
Yeah. So 50% of those sites had duplicate content. Obviously, not a good thing. 45% of them had missing alt attributes for their images. 10% have broken internal images. Not a good thing. So we talked about that in detail. You can go back and look at or watch that episode. The next installment, we talked about title tag issues, telling about what the pages, the title tag tells what your page is about, and we weren't doing a good job. 35% of the sites weren't doing a good job of creating unique title tags. They had duplicate title tags. Sites had missing title tags, not enough information or too much information within those title tags. Same thing with meta descriptions. These title tags and these meta descriptions are what are shown in a search result, and so you got to make sure that these are optimized, because when we're talking about SEO, we're talking about search engine optimization. We want to make sure that the search engines know what you're talking about and offer you up as not only the best choice, but showing the correct information for those choices. Today, we're going to be talking about broken links. We looked at, again, about 1 million websites, and 35% of the sites that we looked at had broken internal links. Of those 35, 70% of those returned 400 code. The most popular being 404. There's 410. We're going to talk about those a little bit closer in the next few minutes. And 25% of the sites we looked at have broken external links. So there are several causes of broken links, but first of all, if a user sees a 404 page or a not found page, or a page that doesn't exist, instead of the useful information that they wanted. So when they saw a search result in Google or Bing or Yahoo, and they read the title, they read the description, and they saw it was a good fit for what they wanted to get to. And then when they get to that page and it's not there or broken or something, it causes a traffic drop down, and this causes users to perceive your site as low quality. And of course, like we always say, search engines are specifically designed to make the web a better place for users. Valuable, unique content is highly appreciated by both search engines and users. Google's ultimate goal is to deliver unique and valuable content to its users. Broken links and missing content do not provide users or search engines with relevant information about a page's content, nor do they communicate that a page provides value. Search engine optimization, what we're talking about today. If you want the search engines to know about you and their ultimate goal is to offer up high quality, unique content, but you're not giving that to them, or it's disappeared off of your site, you're not giving valuable content. And if that happens over and over, you're going to stop being put up as a good search result because Google does not see you as valuable. So the first statistics that we gave at the very beginning, 35% of the sites that we looked at have broken internal links. That means that they return bad HTTP status codes. 70% of those returned 400 error page. So you have probably seen a 404 not found error, but we're going to look at what all of these errors look like. This is a great chart right here. This came from SEOmoz.org. This is some great information about status codes. And so many times, if you try to go to a site, you're going to see one of these codes if something goes wrong. Or if something goes right, you're not going to see it. Like the 200 code, it's okay, success. What that means is that the visitor or the robot or the link juice, being a link from another site to your site, if it's a 200 code, everything went just as planned for the visitor, the robot, and the referring link. The 301 permanent redirect, that's another code, the 301. It means that everybody tried to get to page A, but were permanently redirected to page B. This is a very acceptable way of moving content from one location to another. So if you have a new website design or you've changed the URL of your website, having a 301 permanent redirect helps you retain all of the history to go to the new page. And that works, again, for the visitor, the robot, and the referring link. A 302 temporary redirect will work for a visitor or a robot, but it doesn't help with any links that already exist to your site. So that's a temporary solution when you're in development or something like that, but you don't see any of those errors. Starting at the 400s is when we start seeing errors, and those are the ones that we're talking about today. But just quickly on this review, the 404 error means that the original page that you were trying to get to is gone. And so the people that see this everyone is going to see it. They're going to see the error code. The robot and the link juice are going to stop there because they're not going to see what you see next. And what the user sees next is a 404 page error. We're going to look at those a little bit deeper. But the only person that gets to see that is at a different page. So the original page still isn't there, but you get an on-screen, hopefully helpful message and a new page telling you what you can do next or giving you more options. The next thing, we're going to talk more about those 400s in just a second. But the other errors, the 500 and the 503, these stop everything. You don't see the website at all on a 500 or a 503, and it basically doesn't exist anymore. Usually that's a server error, or the page is completely missing forever, or the domain has expired or something like that. So those are the number status codes that you would see. For us today, we're looking at a broken link or a missing link or a missing landing page for a link. And so the most common one is the 404 code, and that means the file is not found. The page is not found. You get to the page, it says, sorry, the page you're looking for is not here. And then hopefully you have some options. What that does is it redirects to that 404 page on the server, and now you have some options to go somewhere else. Hopefully, that's the goal. The 410 error means that the page is gone forever and there's no other option. It doesn't redirect anywhere else. The page is just no longer available. It's a black hole and you're never going to see it ever again. If you have a lot of these 404 errors or 410 errors, when the search engines send someone who has searched for your widget or whatever you're trying to sell or your information, they give them a good list of search results, and then someone sees your information and try to go to your site, and then that page is not there. If that happens more than once, the search engines do not see you as valuable anymore. So what do you do? What do you do to avoid these kinds of errors or to clean this kind of thing up? Well, creating an error or a 404 page is the best first step, because if you don't know that a page is broken or you haven't been checking that out, to have an automatic redirect set up if something doesn't exist is going to help your user experience. This does not really affect, like we just saw, the robot or the referring link, because those things just die at the page that didn't exist. But for your actual user experience, this is going to help people still engage on your site. So when visitors reach that 404 page, they should be given a couple of things, and they're mainly navigational options. So your page needs to have this, your 404 redirect. Notification that the user has reached this page that does not exist. Let them know right off the bat that the thing you're looking for is not here, but we want to keep helping you, right? So the way you're going to help them is having a search box, having easy to understand navigation systems so that the user can potentially find what they were originally looking to access, and then a link to your homepage so that they can see that they're in the right place. And so the Buzzhive marketing 404 page looks like this. We're really proud of it.
It's awesome.
It's right off the bat, you see that this is not the page we're looking for. It's very obvious. The page is big and yellow. It's got Homer's face on it. Something has happened. It may be user error, or it might be our error, or it might be a link somewhere else that's not correct. So when someone comes here, they know this is not what I was looking for. But now they have some options. They still have all the same navigation as our website at the top and the bottom. They have all of our social media icons. They can get all the information. They can still contact us right here, but they can also search right there. We're not trying to make this page difficult. We're not trying to tell them that they're dumb. We're just trying to help them get to where they want to go. So on an SEO side of things, this 404 page does not help fix the broken link, but what it does is it still provides a good user experience and allows people to still engage with our site. The reason that engaging with our site, what we want to compel people to do is not to go back to the search results that they had, but to keep moving through our site, because bounce rate is something we haven't really talked about in this series yet, but it's a huge part of what SEO is. And so what bounce rate is the percentage of single page sessions on your site, meaning people have come to your site and only spent time on one page of your site. And so a bounce can look like this. A bounce would be somebody comes to your site and then they bounce off by clicking an external link or clicking the back button in their browser or closing the open window or tab or typing a new URL in the address bar or having a session timeout where their internet went down or they closed their computer or something like that. There are a number of factors that contribute to a high bounce rate. For example, the users might leave your site from the entrance page if they, because of the site design or usability issues, or they might have found the information they needed on that one single page, and that may be good for you that they found their information. However, if they find the information that they need and all they did was found information and then went somewhere else to convert as a client or to sign up on somebody else's site or just to get information, that bounce rate makes it look like your site is not valuable. A great example would be a site that's selling a product. If you get to the homepage, you get all the information on pricing and what the product does, blah, 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 and then someone leaves that single page and goes back to Amazon and buys the product there instead of on your site. What you've done is you have devalued yourself and Amazon has become the value. So you want to make sure that your site has a way to engage with people. Bounce rate is a big deal for any kind of design, but specifically if someone were to come to try to find a page. They had searched, they found a page like this that didn't have information, and they bounce back right away. That's not going to help you. What you want to do is keep your bounce rate low so that the search engines still see your site as valuable, because that person has engaged with your site and gone deeper into the site and not just had a single page session. And you can see your bounce rate inside of Google Analytics, and you can see what pages have a higher bounce rate so that you can go and deal with either the design or the problems on the page. And so all of our clients, bounce rate is one of the top things that we look at so that we can make changes to lower that bounce rate. Because again, our ultimate goal is to line up with Google and to give the best quality experience we possibly can.
Also wanted to add, when you're designing your website, one of the things that we've seen as maybe that's a trend, or it's a common thing where people say, oh, I just want a one-page website. I just want one page. I don't want anything fancy. I just want one page. Well, you got to think with things like bounce rate when you're designing a one-page site. So you don't want to have, everything has a page necessarily, but you want to have some layers for people to interact with so that it shows Google that, hey, this website is not just one page document and then people go elsewhere, or just a fancy business card. It has some layers and it has some areas that people go to interact with the website. So it's something to consider when you're designing your website.
Absolutely, because SEO is not just about what Google sees. Google's the one that's offering you up as the option first, but they take into account not only the build of the OnSite that we're talking about, but they're also looking at user experience. And one of the biggest indicators of user experience is bounce rate. And so if you give all of your information away on one page and then someone bounces, even if they spent 3 hours on that page, it still looks like a single page session to Google, and they're gonna not see you as the value, even if there is real value there. So user experience is a big deal in SEO. And so every aspect of design, build, flow needs to be thought about the user experience as well. So bounce rate is a big deal. Again, just with our broken links, of the sites that we look at, 25% have broken external links. This is fairly straightforward. You may think that if you have a site or you have a link on your site going to another page, and that person, that website hasn't done good SEO on their end, or they have pages that are missing, or the link just doesn't work, or the website's completely gone, you would think that wouldn't really affect you because that's all about their site because you were linking to them. But in the long run, this issue can reduce the number of pages that will appear in the search engine results and impair page authority as well. So it's something you need to fix. Obviously, if Google is sending people to your page and then you have links to another page, again, saying here's some other good information related to what we're trying to give you, but that link is broken, that is not a good user experience. And Google is all about giving a good user experience. If your links are wind up being broken because the end result doesn't exist anymore, that is going to rate you lower, and your value is going to go low. Again, like we say all the time, Google's ultimate goal is to deliver valuable content to users. Even if you have valuable content on your site, but some kind of link was broken and it's missing, then that value goes away immediately. The more things that you have that disappear on you or are broken, the less valuable you look to the search engines, and the less times you're going to show up as a good search result. So, Serge, that's basically all I have on that.
Awesome, great information. I wanted to mention that we will put all of these slides and these presentations, the hard copy or the PDFs versions of them, on our members, Buzzhive coaching members resource page. So if you are not a member yet, it's completely free. We're slowly developing that part of, Yeah, totally free. So this and other other resources are going to be added to that page as we do this, as we do these live chats, as we continue doing the Buzzhive coaching program. So if you are interested in more resources and continue to connect with us on these topics, please sign up. This is free. We're not going to sell you on anything. It's just a free tool that we want to give to people that are doing this type of thing on your own. If you're doing SEO by yourself, if you're a photographer and you don't have the resources to, have a full-blown marketing company or with all the resources that a marketing company has, if you're doing it by yourself, we want to give you the tools to do it correctly, and just have a successful have success with that. So if you have any questions, comments, again, connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and or email us. Just email us any questions or concerns or comments to these live chats. And we will see you Thursday, again, 1 p.m. Eastern for the final live chat on this topic. Thanks, guys.
See ya.